Hi, I'm Joe Joyner, president of Flagler College, and we're on the porch again. And we're honored to have a distinguished guest with us today, Dr. Michael Butler. Dr. Butler is the distinguished professor of history in the humanities department at Flagler College and an author. Most recently, he wrote a book on Beyond Integration, which is a study of the struggles in the civil rights era in Escambia County in Pensacola. And also, I understand you're working on a book about racial strife during Vietnam.
I am. I'm starting the research. It is concerning a race riot that actually started at Long Binh Jail in Vietnam and up to the Attica uprising in New York. It was the largest documented prison uprising in U.S. history. So I'm looking forward to diving into that detail.
Dr. Butler is a wonderful professor, and I love watching him teach. And he is an expert on civil rights, all things civil rights, and particularly here in St. Augustine. I think it's appropriate, we're going to celebrate the birthday of Dr. King on Monday, and that will, of course, kick off Diversity Week here at Flagler College.
Oh yeah, that's one of the thrills with teaching at Flagler and teaching civil rights at Flagler is the fact that I get to walk students to the plaza, which was ground zero of the movement here in 1964. And one of the things that I really like about teaching this topic in St. Augustine is because it's an example of the movement as a whole. It's not just what happened in St. Augustine. For instance, we tend to think that the movement's just about Dr. King. Well, Dr. King wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for the citizens in St. Augustine that invited him in.
Well, this month we're celebrating our core value of respectful and inclusive community. What ways can the Flagler family sort of celebrate the life of Dr. King and the work he did?
I think for the day, one of the interesting things that people can do is listen to the entire I Have a Dream speech, not the second part. I challenge people to go to the King Paper Archive at stanford.edu and listen to the whole speech. And what Dr. King said, the first part of his speech, is still relevant today. He talked about justice.
Right.
He talked about the rights that all citizens and all people should have. I think that's something that we forget, and we tend to look at the hope that he had and think that we've arrived at a place where all people are treated equally, and we're not there yet. And the first part of that speech says it. On top of that, listen to people. They're not my experiences, but I can listen to those who have pain, who felt hurt, who have been discriminated against, and do what we can do to make their situations better.
There's some exciting things happening at Flagler. We've added an African American Studies minor, and of course we want to encourage everybody to participate in our Diversity Week next week. And so thank you for joining us today. And
absolutely,
we appreciate everything you do for our students.
I am happy to be here, and I'm happy to see what the community and the campus as a whole does to celebrate Diversity Week.
Absolutely.